This PODCLIP is brought to you by Paradigm Human Performance and their HSE subscription service.
Well, I mean, the thing is, some people are going to probably watch this and say, oh yeah, but what about if you haven't got a lot of space? And so what I then call theatre style, where you've got rows and rows of chairs but without desks. So rows and rows with desks is what I call classroom style, and then rows and rows without desks is theatre style. As long as you have a row of desks in the front, then you can get away with that, because the row behind, just a chair, that's okay, because you've got somebody or something in front of you. So, but the very front row, you either need to just block it off and say, look, no one's going to sit here. And then you'll have people in the front row. It won't be the front row, it'll be the second row, but it's actually in the front row because you've blocked off the front row. Or if you've got just a row of desks, you can put a row of desks at the front, and then you can then have the rows of chairs behind. Otherwise, and like I said, you just need to sort of like imagine yourself being sat in a social environment, in a bar, in a cafe, in your house, and think, well, how do I sit in the house? And nobody ever puts a row of chairs in a house and just sits there. So why do it in a classroom? Because it's so uncomfortable. Not uncomfortable physically on the chair, but emotionally uncomfortable, and you feel exposed and vulnerable sat like that. It's horrible.
It's so true.
In a training environment where you're wanting people to engage and wanting to be included in what you're talking about, why on earth do we then make them feel psychologically uncomfortable from the start? And the other things that we talk about as well is have it not just with the seating, not just the seating layouts, like where do you put the tables and the chairs, etc., but it's also where do people actually sit. And I've met trainers, even now, I've had to have a word sometimes. It's quite senior trainers who people come in and they sit down, and straight away they're saying, right, come on, let's mix you all up, please. We can't have all the pilots together. It's really good to mix everybody up so you get to meet somebody new. Like, seriously, it's really not. If I'm going to come on a training course, I want to sit by my friends or somebody that I know, or in a particular place where I feel comfortable. It's very, very rare that you actually need to have certain ranks or roles sat in certain places. And you can address that right from the start. You can just say, look guys, free reign of where you sit, but can I ask please that we have at least one or two flight crew members on this side and two of you on that side. But you've got to give them control of where they sit, because again, that can make you feel really uncomfortable. It's the whole wedding anxiety. When you go to a wedding and you're all separated up and sitting next to other people.
That's so true. Never thought of it like that. But that's
all my anxieties.
That's such a good example.